Yeah, let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, my man Pots and Pans, what's the deal? You kicking with KC. First story, you already know. It's officially official. This is coming from, give you the actual source. This is coming from APnews.com, Associated Press. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao have agreed to a rematch of their landmark 2015 bout. Their second fight will be held September 19, 2026 in Las Vegas. The boxing icons announced on Monday. The rematch, which will be streamed on Netflix, will be the first boxing event to be held at the Sphere, the immersive event venue east of the Strip. Mayweather, who turns 49 years old on Tuesday, announced his intention last week to end his 9-year retirement from competitive boxing. The 47-year-old Pacquiao ended his 4-year retirement last year. He is actually scheduled to meet Ruslan Prokovnikov in April 18th bout, his second bout of his comeback. Mayweather and Pacquiao didn't announce a weight class or length for their second bout. Pacquiao ran unsuccessfully for the presidency of his native Philippines and then lost the Philippine Senate election last May. He returned to the ring 2 months after that political setback, fighting WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios to a majority draw while trying to become the oldest 147-pound champion. The Sphere venue, which opened in 2023, hosted a UFC show in 2024. UFC president Dana White said the promotion had to pay roughly $20 million to produce that show, which is about 10 times more than the usual UFC fights, pay-per-view fights, I should say, because of the venue's unusual capabilities and their requirements. I don't know if you've ever seen the Sphere in Las Vegas. Even on the outside, it's just a huge sphere, ball. And it just has just a bunch of LED lights, and obviously you can do a lot of things on there, advertise on it, turn it into a ball, tell whatever's going on. They host concerts in there. YouTube famous concert was in there. But anyway, saying all this to say, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. Listen, nobody wants to really see this rematch from 2015, almost 10 years ago. It's about 9 years ago at this point. And now we got them fighting again. Now, even then, people felt like both of them were kind of on the edge of their prime. But now this is 10 years later, dang near. And they're about to fight again. Now, here's the thing. Manny Pacquiao already said that he was fighting with a shoulder injury in that 2015 fight. He said he only accepted the fight regardless of his injury because he didn't want to back out of such a big fight. So this is what I got to say about that. With that being said, with them having so many excuses as, hey, I would fight, but he don't want to fight. Or he's saying, I would fight, but he don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I would fight, but I'll fight anybody, anywhere. Floyd Mayweather is famous for saying, I'll fight anywhere, anybody, But for Manny Pacquiao to say, I'll even fight you right now with a right shoulder injury, if that was the case, then I would imagine he wouldn't let anything stop him from fighting you. So I would think Floyd was really the hold up in them fighting initially. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Pause. I think Floyd be trying to time out when he fights certain boxers or see when certain stuff happens, and then he choose to fight him. Because we wanted this fight between Floyd and Pacquiao like way before 2015. People wanted this probably in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. But anyway, I say all that to say right now, I don't want to really see this. It's only because it's not on traditional pay-per-view. It's on Netflix, which I already have a subscription for. That's the only reason why I'm watching it. That's the only thing. That's the only reason why. Other than that, Floyd has not gotten any of my fight money. I ain't paid for a Floyd fight since he fought Miguel Cotto. I used to actually pay for his fights and have fight parties. And then I just got so disappointed. So, yeah. It's a no for me, fam, as far as really caring about the fight, but I'm going to be honest. It's only because it's on Netflix that I will actually watch this fight. Now, another thing about this is it is being held at the Sphere in Las Vegas. So with that being said, like Dana White of the UFC said, it cost him $20 million to produce that fight in that arena, which he claims is 10 times more than what he usually pays, almost 10 times. So he usually pays about $2 million probably for production, crew, insurance, venue, all that, for a UFC fight, and then, get the money on the back end. But he said it took him $20 million. So theoretically, he ain't taking no loss. He probably charged 10 times as much, if not 20 times as much, for a UFC ticket to experience it there. I imagine that's what's going to happen here with this fight. I want to see how they're going to incorporate the Sphere in a boxing match. Now, I would imagine it's probably going to be the same however they did with the UFC, which I haven't seen. But with the capabilities of having an entire dome, essentially, LED screen all around you, top to bottom, side to side, and just see how it's going to actually react to the fight and that's what I'm looking forward to. Those graphics, those effects, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Other than that, man, we're not going to see any knockouts. These are men basically in their 50s, close to 50s. If not, I don't know how old Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, he close to 52. Fam, nobody's going to get knocked out. This is going to be the same outcome like your Mike Tyson fight. You're just going to be in there sparring with Manny Pacquiao. Y'all both old. Y'all probably got a lot of respect for each other at this point. You got kids, grandkids. Y'all not trying to knock each other out. That's the thing about this, bro. Floyd, we know you just trying to get my end up. For some people, they be like, man, he getting money. How you gonna be mad at that? I'm not mad at it, but I don't care that you getting money. It don't feed my family, fam. So I don't care that Floyd is fighting for. As a fan from the stands, I want entertainment. When I see boxing, I want to see real boxers try to knock each other's head off. I want to see that premium. Not premium. I want to see that primitive caveman, ape, primate, primal instinct type of. I want to see y'all in there trying to annihilate each other. And I just don't see that happening here, fam. Pause with all that. But anyway, those are my thoughts regarding the fight. I don't want to see it, but I'm going to probably watch it. Because it's on Netflix, and I already pay for Netflix. Now, if Netflix made you pay to watch it on Netflix, hell no. Hell no. But I do want to see how they're going to incorporate the Sphere. With it being in the Sphere, in that dome, that's going to be pretty nice. I would love to see that. But I don't know. I don't care about this fight. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Let me just get my predictions, man. I think Floyd's going to win. I just hope Manny Pacquiao don't make it obvious. I hope Manny Pacquiao really tries to get that big dog, bro. Not to say that I want to see Floyd lose or see him get knocked out, but I want to see somebody get knocked out. I would love to see that as a fan from the stands. But anyway, your thoughts. New subject, new topic. Let's get into it. We only got a couple of them, and we're going to get up out of here. The UFL actually is what we're talking about. Football, essentially, a new topic. This is interesting in what they're actually doing. I want to say that this story is actually coming from apnews.com as well, the Associated Press. All of the links to my articles are in the description on YouTube as well. Go ahead and check that out. The UFL won't allow punts after a team crosses the 50-yard line until late in each half and is making all field goals 60 yards or longer worth 4 points in the innovative Spring Football League's latest rule changes. The provisions announced Tuesday include the elimination of the tush push, which technically means players behind the quarterback can't push him towards the line of scrimmage right after the snap. The kickoff team's players will line up at the opponent's 45-yard line instead of the 40. And the receiving team's blockers will move 5 yards in the same direction as well, creating more room for the runners or the returners. The coverage team and the blockers can't move until the ball is caught or lands in a designated zone. The new punting rule won't be enforced in the final 2 minutes of each half. When it is enforced, teams that cross the 50 will have to go for it on 4th down, even if they lose yardage back into their own territory. I actually like that. NFL teams are more frequently trying field goals from beyond 60 yards, which means they've barely crossed midfield. If the ball is on the 50-yard line in UFL, but it hasn't crossed it, teams can punt. The punting rule actually works in conjunction with awarding 4 points for field goals of at least 60 yards. A Spring League alum, Brandon Aubrey of the Dallas Cowboys, has made kicks that long almost routine, to be honest with you. They got Jacksonville's Cam Little, who set the NFL record for a kick 68 yards. He had beat, what's the guy from Baltimore? Justin Tucker. He beat his record that he set with Baltimore back in 2021. I think it was just 2 yards longer. Justin Tucker's was 66, and Cam Little's was 68. But, UFL is also, they're doing the college rule with receiving now. They're doing the college rule. So when the receiver catch, only need 1 foot. 1 foot down, don't need 2. I love this, bro. Last thing, in case you don't know about the UFL, for points after touchdown, it's not a field goal that's right there by the goal. It is a 33-yard kick that's worth 1 point, or you can convert from the 2-yard line for 2 points, or you can go from the 8-yard line, that'll be 3 points. This is all UFL rules, new rules, things that they're doing. And that's what I want to talk about. New rules, new things in sports. Adapting that. I'm going to say I like it and I don't like it. The reason why I don't like some of these rule changes is because I feel like it takes away from traditional football. That's good American traditional football. That's what I love. That's what we all love. Going out there hitting 6 points for a touchdown. Either you go for it on 2 from like the 4-yard line or 5-yard line, whatever, 3-yard line, or you kick the field goal and you get your 1 point. It's simple stuff. I get them making adjustments with the kickoffs and stuff like that. I don't really care about that. They're trying to stop fair catches in the UFL. They're trying to make it like, catch this ball and run for it, fam. We trying to stop all that fair catch. Those are non-action plays. We want all action plays. That's what I love about the UFL. They're kind of speeding up the game, and then they're also kind of like trying to make it all action plays. Now, yeah, like I said, the only thing I don't like about it is it takes away from traditional football. But I like that they're trying to keep it all action. Those little plays in football are the things that I had, like those little quick running up the middle and it goes 2-3 yards and y'all do that 2-3 times in a row. It's just a slow grind pause of the game. I'm not a fan of that. Nobody wants to see those plays that don't go for too many yards. But then again, you don't know how many yards are going to go for, depending on how the defense is set up, your line is set up, and the running back runs. But I like these UFL rules in regards to trying to make it all action plays. Now, the other thing that they were talking about was the 1 foot rule. I think the NFL should adopt that too. If you can get down with 1 foot, then I think it should be a catch. And I base it on this. Obviously, if you have no feet down, it's not a catch. Or if you go out of bounds, yeah. But if you can land on 1 foot and balance yourself in bounds and catch the ball, that should count, bro. That should count. Somebody in the corner of the end zone, they catch the ball. A receiver in the corner of the end zone, catch the ball. All he can do is land 1 foot. But he plants 1 solid foot within the end zone, but then misses the other foot. Bro, that should be his, fam. I think the NFL should allow 1 foot catches, bro. Just like college and now just like the UFL. It makes the game more interesting, bro. What are we doing? That's another thing that I like. I also like the point after touchdowns. You can go for the 1 point field goal, be easy, but it's going to be from the 33-yard line. It's going to be from the 33-yard line, making it like, what, a 43-yard kickoff or something. I mean, field goal. Or you can go for it on 2, on like the 5, or you can go for it on 3. Go for 3 on the 8-yard line. That's what I'm not mad at. Adding points, like ways to get additional points, that's really kind of hard to do. I kind of respect that. I like that. So that's another thing about the UFL that I actually like, that I think the NFL should look into and or adapt themselves. Do whatever we can to eliminate these non-action moments, non-action plays as well. And it's kind of like, and to be on the contrary, I do want to say this. I'm still on the fence about traditional sports and the way they're set up. Like adding ways to add points, I'm kind of with it and against it in basketball. There's been a lot of talk about either pushing back the 3-point line in the NBA or adding a 4-point line somewhere on the NBA court or basketball court. I'm kind of conflicted with that. I think that's so corny. I really don't want to see people shoot further and further away. That's not basketball. Like if you can do it, you can pull up. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't want it to be a contest of that. So further giving people the incentive to just shoot back further. And then what we going to do, add a 5-point line and stuff. Like I don't want to sing like the old man, because I grew up with a 3-point line. And I'm pretty sure it's people who watched NBA or watched basketball in the 60s, 70s before the 3-point line was invented. And then they were like, I don't like this 3-point line. That's corny. Like, they're not even playing basketball. So I probably feel I'm probably sounding like that type of old man when it comes to adding a 4-point line. But I understand the game is going to evolve. The game is the game, right? So it is what it is if they add that in the NBA. But make it interesting when it comes to that. But when it comes to the NFL, see, the NBA is more fast-paced anyway. That's what I'm saying. It don't really need to speed up. NFL is a very slow-paced game, slow-paced sport. So finding ways to kick up that action, and it's not even always about scoring a lot of points, but giving them opportunity to score 3 points, 4 points. I think being able to kick longer field goals, those deserve more points, fam. Let's be real. If you can kick a 60, 70-yard field goal, it should be worth more than somebody kicking a field goal from the 30, 40-yard line. Like, let's be real, bro. Especially in a game-winning situation, give my man 4, 5 points, bro. You can kick it from the other side of the field, I damn near give you 6 points. I'm not even lying, bro. Like, let's do that. Like, if it's you kicking it from the 50-yard line, you kicking it from right there, give him 5 points. Give him 5 points. You make that joint. Like, real talk. I think that should be incorporated in NFL. Another random tidbit. I'm just going on a rant right now. The amount of kickers who kick field goals and actually hit the field goal post, whatever you want to call it. I wish we had like some type of, I got to look it up. The statistic of how many field goals last season, the 2025-2026 season, how many field goals actually hit the pole, bro? Now, if you think about that, what if the rules to score in a field goal was to hit those small-ass poles, bro? In order to score, you had to hit one of them joints. You know how hard that is? But the fact that so many kickers are kicking field goals and it's hitting the damn pole, bro. And it's so common. It's like you would think it's a 10-foot wide pole, bro. It's probably no bigger than my arm, pause. But kickers be hitting that mug. And you hear that dung, loud ass dung. Pause. But yo, it's like, that's incredible how kickers are that accurate to hit that small pole. But they can't hit it between what, a 20-foot... 20-yard, 5-yard gap of a field goal? Come on, fam. What we doing? That's just crazy to me. Look it up. Look that up. How many times? I'm pretty sure it's not that significant, But when you watching games and you see kickers do that sometimes, you be like, bro, how did you even hit that pole, bro? It's the smallest area in your entire peripheral. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just had to mention that. I'm going to clip that up. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show, 313-466-4386. Now, if you are really a fan from the stands, you're going to feel me on this next topic. The FCC is asking for public comments. They actually want to know what you and I actually think about something in regards to sports streaming. Actually, this story is coming from apnews.com. Shout out to the Associated Press. Link in the description on YouTube. The Federal Communications Commission is seeking public comments on the ongoing shift of live sports from broadcast channels to streaming services. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr announced a request for comment on Wednesday. The comment period runs through March 27, 2026, and replies to the comments are due April 13th. Last year, the House Judiciary Committee requested briefings from the NFL, NBA, NHL, and MLB on whether antitrust exemptions should still be granted for coordinating their broadcast television rights. The Sports Broadcasting Act exemption passed in 1961 applies only to broadcast television. Courts have ruled in the past that it does not apply to mediums including cable, satellite, or streaming. The Sports Broadcasting Act includes a rule allowing blackouts of local games, which still applies to out-of-market packages sold by the league. The NFL ended local TV blackouts, which applied to games within 75 miles of teams' market if they did not sell out 72 hours before kickoff after the 2014 season. I didn't know that. The public notice Wednesday said NFL games aired on, quote, 10 different services, which, according to some estimates, could cost a consumer over $1,500 to watch all games, end quote. The NFL aired games last season on CBS, NBC, ABC, ESPN, ESPN Plus, Fox, NFL Network, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and YouTube TV. Forbes estimated the cost of watching every NFL game via streaming last season at $765. The NFL almost offers most of its games on broadcast television, including options for all local games on cable or streaming. Now, this hit home because that's the one thing that I don't like. Now, I do love with the NFL, specifically my Lions here in Detroit, I can watch the Lions on local Fox. All I need is a house antenna, a TV antenna. Hook it up to my smart TV, and I can watch the Lions, bro. I don't need to stream Nathaniel. You heard me? But when it comes to the Pistons, the Tigers, Red Wings, every now and then they'll show them. I can damn near watch the whole Lions season. I might miss. They might not have one game or something like that. Other than that, I can watch some one or two games maybe. I might have to go stream it. I think. Other than that, I can watch every Lions game, bro. And the other thing about it is, like with the Pistons, bro, you can catch maybe two games a week on regular antenna, which ain't bad, but it's not good. We got to do better. I'm glad the FCC is asking about this. Now, they ask a couple questions to consumers. It's some I'm not going to say complex questions, but they word it a little bit too crazy. It's like, fam, just ask me straight up. What are you asking me? Do I like streaming channels or no? Like, is that what you're asking me? But I highly encourage you and everybody else to please go fill out this survey. It's opened up today. They say Wednesday, 25th, 2026 through March 17th, if I'm not mistaken. Or March 27th is when it's open until March 27th. The comment period runs through March 27th, and replies to the comments are due April 13th. Yeah, we need to let the FCC know, man. They wilding out with all these. Got to watch the game on this streaming channel, that streaming channel. You got to, man, and then the streaming channel's going bankrupt. Used to watch it on Bally. Now you got to watch it on FanDuel Sports Network. They about to get sold. Now you got to watch it on Main Street Group or Braves Vision or some goofy come on, bro. Keep it consistent. Somebody just stream live on their iPhone. Like, real talk at this point. We just want to watch our local teams on the local channels. How hard is that? Like, why do we even got to word it so crazy, FCC? Get it together, fam. Please, bro. Please. Golly. From the stance of a sports fan. I just want to watch my local teams and my local channels. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I really be wanting to watch my Pistons, bro. Pistons are dogging this season. Just beat OKC. Now, OKC was missing a lot of players. I ain't gonna lie about that. But they just beat OKC. I want to watch that game. I couldn't watch it on regular TV, man. I got to log into somebody else's streaming channel for all that, which I do have access to. But that ain't gonna last forever. Trust me, I know. People gonna eventually change their passwords. So anyway, bro, I just want to watch local sports on local channels. I think that should just be the rules, fam. Local sports on local channel. If you live in, here's the thing. I'm glad we say, this is why I say, local sports on local channels. You live in Detroit, but you a fan of the Lakers. You gonna have to pay for that. That's an out-of-market game. You gotta pay for your unloyalty to the soyalty. You feel me? You live in Dallas, Texas, but you a Steelers fan. What? Oh no. You got to pay for that. You a Dallas fan, you can watch the Cowboys. You live in Miami, you can watch the Heat for free on local channels, local antenna. But if you live in the Bay, but you a fan of the Cubs, Chicago Cubs, you want to watch them? No, you got to pay for that service. But if you loyal to your soyalty, man, let me watch for free on my TV. Can I get an amen? Let me get a hashtag for that too. Anyway, go ahead and please fill out this survey. I'll find the time to prioritize to fill it out myself. I'll try to. But the link for it is in the description on YouTube. Please go in there, fill out that survey. Let the FCC know that they're wilding with these prices, fam. We might as well just play the regular cable package for all it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They making us realize, like, we should have just kept cable and just paid that. Because $760-something just to watch the Lions for one season. You know what I'm saying? Watch the Pistons for one season. Come on, dog. Call me crazy. Let me know what you think, though. Maybe you don't care. You got the money. You'll pay for it. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. Man, dang. I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got for you tonight. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here. It's way past my bedtime. Just wanted to hop on here and talk about a couple different topics. Appreciate you. If you got this far in the video, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the share button. Leave a comment. We will always respond and reply. Give some type of reaction. We always appreciate the love. KCMC from the stands of a sports fan. We up out of here.